Many people assume they need to attend business school to advance in their career or to learn how to build a successful business. But you wouldn't believe what Josh Kaufman found out. In his book, he argues that there are 5 key processes that underpin every business, and the Personal MBA contains everything you need to know to learn how businesses work. If you watch this video book summary until the end, it will guide you through the entire process of becoming a self-made business success story. When Josh Kaufman began to work at Procter & Gamble, most of his colleagues had MBA degrees from the best universities in the US. But Josh didn't have one, and going back to school and putting himself in debt was not an option. That's why he started looking at ways in which he could grasp the fundamentals of business without getting a Master of Business Administration. Surprisingly, he found that considering the high costs of MBA programs, which charge up to $50,000 per year for tuition, the educational experience often is not worth the money. Any student who holds an MBA has an average debt of $41,687 without accounting for additional expenses like fees or living expenses. On top of that, researchers from Stanford University and the University of Washington found that in the long term, possessing an MBA does not correlate with measures of success, like an increased salary or promotions to higher level positions. Instead, we can learn, and we have to learn, from experience, our own research, and from books or summaries like this one. And that's exactly what Josh Kaufman did. He read hundreds of business books in search of the right models that he could use to outsmart and outperform his MBA colleagues. Thereby, Josh discovered 5 key processes at the heart of every business, and now it's time to guide you through his advice for optimizing these 5 parts to successfully manage any business. Part 1. Value creation. A business must focus on providing something valuable. Let's first look at the many different ways businesses can provide services. Kaufman suggests the following 8. 1. Create or buy products to sell. Example, design and manufacture clothes or purchase them in bulk to distribute and sell them. 2. Offer services for a one-time fee. Example, charge a fee to repair a technical device or to give private lessons. 3. Create an asset and charge for access. Example, open a gym and charge multiple people for doing their workouts there. 4. Supply products and services for subscription fees. Example, offer regular cleaning of something for a prearranged monthly payment. 5. Rent out physical property. Example, sublet a garage or a spare room in your flat or house. 6. Provide a brokerage service for commission. Example, match influencers or fashion models with companies or agencies and charge a percentage-based fee of their salary. 7. Create and monetize attention. Example, attract attention to your Instagram page or your blog by offering valuable content and then sell ad space for additional revenue. 8. Lend money or offer insurance. Example, offer financial loans and charge interest. No matter which way we choose to provide something valuable, we have to be aware that people will only want something if it fulfills their needs. Let's always consider this. All of our decisions are influenced by our basic needs, including our buying decisions, and understanding human needs is half the job of meeting them. People's needs shift according to their circumstances, and they're receptive to different offers at different times depending on how relevant these offers are to their situation. Imagine someone who is happily married. He or she is less likely to see the value in services that facilitate romantic connections like dating apps, and thus he or she won't be as receptive to these kinds of services as someone who has no partner at the moment. To break it down, every one of us makes purchases in an attempt to fulfill one or more of the following 5 basic needs. First, to feel good. Second, to connect with others. Third, to grow and learn. Fourth, to feel safe. And 5th, to avoid effort. So when we think about creating something, let's always ask ourselves, do we create value? Does our product or service meet at least one of the basic needs? And most importantly, are we creating something people will actually pay for? The second part of any business is marketing. In the age of social media and information overload, getting the attention of possible clients is no easy task. If we want customers to pay attention, we will need to offer something remarkable and memorable. Additionally, we've got to think about the way we deliver our message to clients, because it's the medium that matters. If a customer thinks that our message is made just for him or her, we're far more likely to get their attention. The question we need to ask when it comes to marketing is, how well are we attracting and holding our customers' attention? Part 3, sales. Once a business has caught the attention of potential customers, the third process businesses must focus on is securing sales. Now, it's all about recouping the investment and making a profit. While businesses want to make sales as quickly as possible, customers don't feel this same sense of urgency. Often, they have a range of alternatives to explore and want to take time to ensure they're getting the best value for their money. Now, it's our job to find out why our customers might say no, and if we can find out why, we will be able to talk them into a yes by devising an argumentative strategy and basically convincing him or her that they're wrong. A customer might fear the product costs too much, or that it won't provide the promised benefits, or that he or she doesn't need the product yet. There could be endless reasons, but there are also ways in which businesses or salespersons encourage people to hand over their money before they lose interest. Sometimes they incorporate limitations into their offer, either by limiting the availability of the product or service, or by setting an expiration date on a discounted price. These tactics make offers appear more valuable because they suggest that potential customers will lose out if they don't immediately pay. Some businesses also offer money-back guarantees to establish trust and reduce concerns about whether or not the offer is worth its money. Since businesses rely on profits from their sales, the question they need to ask themselves is, how well do our customers believe and trust us? Part 4, Value Delivery. Congratulations, we've finally made the sale, but now it's time for the fourth process businesses must focus on, and that is ensuring that the customers are satisfied with their purchases. This is essential to the success of a business, as meeting or even surpassing customer expectations after a sale attracts new customers. Because satisfied customers often become repeat customers and offer a reliable source of long-term revenue. On top of that, they give positive reviews that bolster our reputation, and this leads to even more customers free of charge. On the opposite, businesses that fail to meet customer expectations create disappointed customers. This damages a business in multiple ways. So when it comes to analyzing our value delivery, let's always ask, are we exceeding the customer's expectations? The fifth and final part of any business is finance. After delivering value to our customers, we simply have to use numbers to decide whether or not our business is operating the way we intended or not, and whether the income we generate with our business is greater than our expenses. That's basically it. Of course, there's a lot more to learn, but all in all, finance can be put together in this one question. Are we making more money than we're spending? And these are the 5 key parts of every successful business. Let's summarize the important principles we've learned. A business creates a valuable product or service that people need or want so that they are ready to pay for it, and if it satisfies their expectations and meets their needs, the business is able to keep operating successfully. For sure, there are many more concepts and strategies to learn, but if we keep this framework in mind and follow it, we will be able to understand and run any business and become successful. And even if the knowledge from this video book summary will not help you to know all the answers, it helps you to ask the right questions in a proper way, and they will eventually lead you to the answers. What's your opinion? Do you want to get yourself a copy of Josh Kaufman's Guide to Successfully Managing a Business? And do you think the personal MBA can replace an MBA degree at a business school? Comment below and be sure to subscribe.